Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mediak. And we have the full cast here today. This is very exciting. Like usual, Skylar over there, Chandler over here, Zach down here in the corner. I'm going to do a little bit of an agenda. We're going to talk about the movie, obviously, then go into movie news after that. And then finally, we have a special edition of What We Watching, and you'll see what I mean by that whenever we get there. Skylar, you chose this movie. Can you give us a little bit of a breakdown as to why?
Why I chose it or the plot?
Well, do you want to go through the plot? No, but I want to know why you chose this.
Well, first, I'd like to thank Chandler for showing up. It's very kind for us.
It's okay. To take down his busy schedule to do this podcast. It's really,
you guys are taking away from my beauty sleep here. So, yeah, no worries.
Right, of course.
So the reason I had chosen this movie is that I know it was like one that was like kind of known for being like fun, well, not even popular, just funny and having like funny moments in it. But I've never seen it. And I was like, you know what? I've heard people talk about this movie for so long. Last week I picked a funny one. Let's see how this one compares to it. So that was part of the reason. But a huge part of the reason is that I heard it was really funny and it kind of intrigued me. Because it was like the 2007-ish. It was like the early 2000 humor. So I thought it would be pretty funny because I think that era of humor is hilarious.
Yeah, G correlated it to 21 Jump Street, which is very true. This is like
I think that did reference in the movie.
Yeah, it is. It is actually referenced in that movie. Chandler, have you seen this one before? Is this your first time?
No, this was a first for me too.
Okay, I've actually seen this before. I had expectations going into it. I watched it back in high school because of all the stigma that like everyone's saying, "Oh, dude, it's the funniest movie you'll ever watch in your entire life." And then I watched it. Do we want to break down the movie first, or do I?
Yeah, you got it. You just watched it, right?
Yeah, dude.
What?
Hey, I watched it before you did, I think.
Did you?
You did.
You definitely.
I did,
To
actually.
be honest, I was really late to.
Of course, tell me.
Go ahead, Jen.
I definitely saying.
You're gonna break down the movie.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Legit?
Okay.
This is not the only time Chandler will have to do this today. Just saying.
Oh my gosh. What? Break down the movie?
Yeah.
I've got to break down more than one movie.
Yeah.
We didn't break down a movie last podcast.
Say it's okay.
Did you guys save that? You guys saved that?
Maybe not have. So
Yeah.
Just wait.
Okay, so where's this start?
Dude.
Let me pull up my Spark Notes real quick. Just kidding. So there's these two guys, two high schoolers who well, one is very horny. Well, they both kind of are, but one is more so than the other. Very like he's high school, he's about to graduate, and he wants some action before he has to go to college. So, they go to this party or no. Yeah, that they get invited to a party. Yes. So, but first they get invited. They get invited to a party by like the popular girl, in the class. But she asks for alcohol, and they're all under the age except for their third friend in the trio who actually has a fake. His name's Fogel,
the goat.
Yeah, he's amazing. I have so much that I want to say about that guy, but kind of like the most almost awkward kid you could think of, who changes his ID to McLovin. So instead of being Fogel, whatever, he now has one name. Is that his last name or his first name?
No, that's just.
I guess so his name's now just McLovin. That's it.
On his ID, he is nothing, and then McLovin.
Yeah.
I said it's his last name.
And he's from Hawaii. So
Yeah.
I love the ID card actually. My current roommates had a banner in their old place of just that, like giant, like all across the whole wall.
Yeah.
Awesome. So they exploit him and his ID to get some alcohol. But in the process of getting alcohol, there's a robbery rather. They steal the money. He gets bitch slapped. He's not wrong.
To say
Yeah,
that. Yeah. The God likes him.
I mean, that video feed was pretty funny.
It was.
And so there's some cops show up, who I think are the highlights of this movie. I love the cops. And they're just hooligans, bro. They're so silly and goofy. And they kind of take our buddy Fogel on a whole joyride for about half of the movie. Yeah.
I would say it's like 2.5. It was like a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
He's with them for the entire movie, but I'd say like the cop portion takes up about half the flick. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. He's with them for the majority of the movie, but in terms of what's on the screen, I'd say give or take half.
Yeah.
But so yeah, well, but he did buy all the alcohol, but it's not with the other two guys. So they're stressing like, okay, how are we gonna? One, we were just given money to buy alcohol, and we lost that, and we don't have the alcohol, so we got to figure out something quick, because they both want to look good for there's two love interests, I guess you could say, and they wanted to appease them, I guess. So they finally one kid gets hit by a car, and they kind of convince the guy to get them alcohol to make up for what he just did. That kind of works out. They go to another house party, put some free alcohol in some detergent containers, which is crazy stuff. I saw people clean that out.
Whenever we saw them pour.
Enough of that.
What?
Yeah, whenever.
Soapy?
Yeah.
You didn't wash it out.
I said,
Why wouldn't you do that?
I don't know. Hey, but did anyone actually drink out of it except for that homeless, or not the homeless?
Yeah, they did, because he showed it pouring a
Seminole
party. People were drinking out of it.
Oh, shoot. Oh, that's tough.
Tough. Yeah.
So they get some alcohol. They have like a falling out between the two guys. And eventually, like the cops, the two guys, and Fogel all meet up. They recover the alcohol. They have a blast at the party. A lot of horny stuff happens, and also doesn't happen. And then like they make up. They have like a kind of like a not hangover in the morning, but like I don't know. They make up to some degree. Did the audience get me though? I don't think so. I don't think
If
so.
you saw the movie, you got it enough. There's some like controversy with what's going on with moving to college. Like Jonah Hill's character can't go to college, but the other two characters are going to college and rooming together, and there's a little bit of turmoil in that. And I thought that was actually handled pretty well. I thought, like, honestly, as it goes for comedy movies, the story was pretty decent, and also in how stupid the world is too. Like, there's nothing realistic about like how this world actually works, and I think that it takes it to the extent that it is kind of really fun in that way. And I think that's impressive for me, because I'm pretty sure I said on the podcast that I didn't like this movie, like whenever I watched it back in high school, because I thought it was like cringe, and I thought it was like too cringe to enjoy. I always loved the cops. They're great. But like back then I just was like, oof, I hate like everything with Jonah Hill and Michael Cera. I just can't watch it. It's if I think half the movie is unwatchable, then I think it's a bad movie. Kind of disagree now. I still think Jonah Hill's character is insanely uncomfortable. Like the shit that he said.
I think that's good though.
He's unhinged, bro.
Unhinged.
I think that's funny like that.
Not with what he does, but what he says.
Yes.
And not even like what he does, because his like best friend is so obviously uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But like doesn't want to say anything.
Yeah.
That it's like you both are watching.
He did say he wasted the last 3 years, so I think he was referring to that, right? That's those conversations when he could have been actually doing something instead of just fantasizing. I do want to say one thing too. I missed in the summary that you brought up, Zach. Was like Jonah Hill was so dependent on his buddy. They both kind of were, but more so Jonah's character. And I think at the very end they kind of resolved that. Like as they're both going up and down, or at least one's going down the escalator, you can kind of see how like he's kind of maturing and
and he's like
living on his.
So even he was like dependent. He said at the end of the movie that he saw the housing form, so it was probably like his way of like.
I mean, like they did everything together. Like he didn't want to eat lunch by himself. He didn't like whenever they were actually split up to go get the makeup and then the other two to get a comforter. It's like they both looked at each other like they didn't want to leave
from each other.
Yeah. But like I didn't take it as like one was dependent on the other. I took it as one couldn't handle being separated from his friend because he knew it was coming and he didn't want it to happen yet. Kind of like I think it's the last hope. Like thinking of us
hand in hand though, you know. I don't know. Like I'm not dependent in the way that he needs Michael Cera to do things for him, but dependent in the way that it's kind of like having this is gonna be really funny coming from me to Skylar, but it's kind of like having a comfort animal, you know, that like is always with you, and you're dependent on that type of person to like guide you through the day, you know. And there's an aspect, I think that's what Chandler was getting at, you know.
Okay.
Not like he needs.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I was taking as a literal dependent, like, how am I gonna function?
Like a legal dependent that you would write on a job thing for a 9-9 or whatever.
Yeah, right. Speaking of legal dependent, I would like to bring up: do we think he ever got the car back? Do we think he ever got his car back?
No.
Oh, I forgot about that. Like, full stop. Holy shit. No, he definitely didn't. That's great.
It's gonna be a crazy Tony.
I forgot about that. Do you think the movie forgot about that? Did they mention it at the end?
No.
Yeah, I did.
No, it was never talked about. Yeah.
I think the movie forgot about that. Damn, holy shit, Skylar. Great memory. That was awesome. Damn.
Well, it was very clear in the beginning.
Yeah.
They didn't hide it at all. They were like, hey, don't park in the faculty spot. You'll get towed.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I got towed. So like,
God, holy shit.
yeah.
I like the intro credits of this movie. I think that that is a great.
Oh yeah, this is
Now,
cool.
yeah, exactly. But we at least the Western side of things is kind of left beside intro cinematics and their TV shows and movies, and I wish they did more of that because I really enjoy it. Not Game of Thrones wise, where it's like 5 minutes of just one song. I would prefer like just. It's gonna be a terrible example. Superbad is a great example, but also Devil May Cry and how creative and fun it is. I think we just need more shit like that. Not necessarily choosing a Limp Bizkit song, but like doing something interesting to make the credits look fun, you know? Because everyone just is like, oh, we'll just put the credits in the movie as it goes because we're boring and lame. But that's because they weren't creative enough to think of an actual intro cinematic sequence, you know?
What about the outro? What about the outro credits? The end credits?
I didn't watch it. I kind of really hoped there wasn't those credits.
There was no post-credit scene, but it was just the credits. It was all of his little kid dick drawings.
Oh,
That's really funny.
hell yeah.
There was just going through all of them. Like there was one where a boat was capsized because of a bunch of just dicks just tipping it over. I don't know. They were a little disturbing to look at. It's not gonna lie.
I do want to ask: do you both have a favorite joke or scene in the movie?
Basically, almost anything with Bill Hader and Seth Rogen were serious. I really like the moment where they first gave the gun to McLovin and he was about to shoot, and then they heard sirens and they're like, "Oh shit, it's the cops!" That was like really funny to me. that got me in a great way. Or like something subtle, like them just driving and then turning the lights on as they get the red lights. That was really like funny.
Yeah.
Something like
I
I
liked when they're in the bar and I was gonna say when they're in the bar chasing that one guy and he's like, calm down, get the fuck out of my way. And then sure, yeah. That's Rogan's amazing.
Yeah,
bro. I just kept hitting Alan the alien the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope Semen Database was improvised, bro. That was so funny.
That was pretty funny. It was written, dude. That was really creative. If that was improvised, that's pretty impressive. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Funny stuff there. Damn it. What was I gonna say beforehand? Shit. Pits. Oh, it was that. I still, even on this time around, even though I found the movie like substantially funnier than the first time I watched it, probably because I'm now out of high school and I can like look back on that and admit that some of the things that I did was a little cringe, you know? But like, I still found Jonah Hill's character to be like overly cringe sometimes. I still thought he was funnier than the first time I watched it, but also I was like, man, this guy is going a little bit overboard here. But almost every other character I felt like hit the mark every single time, and I really enjoy that. It was kind of rare to see that in a comedy movie like this, you know?
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Skylar, what was your
I think mine was, it was like super early. It was whenever Phobos got his fake originally, and like the one that's clipped all the time. It's like, yeah, it was between McLovin and Muhammad. It was like, why was it between McLovin and Muhammad? He's like, one's a common name. He goes, Muhammad's the most common name in the world. How about you pick up a book? Like, that's funny. Like, that's so many jokes like that throughout the movie. Like, I like whenever he would like give like one-liners back to that was Jonah Hill's character, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like, he had another one at like the end of the movie, and it was like, I forget. He was like, you told him about our living arrangement, and then I don't even remember.
I went to the back now. I gotta tell him or something like that. Whenever,
yeah, he's like, dude, don't be mad at me because he chose to live with me. Like, I don't see why he's tripping or something like that, or something along those lines. But
Fogel
that was pretty fun.
I love Fogel. He's definitely the best in the.
I think that I think he was just the best in the movie. Every time he was on the screen, I was laughing.
That's fair.
Whenever he was at the bar drinking, like watching himself, and he wanted to hand one of the tapes to a lady in hopes to pick him up. You don't want to do that. He's like, you don't want to do that.
And then they had the talk about the bar ladies, and then poor Bill Hader got cheated on his wedding day. Poor guy.
Yeah, with a group.
Yeah.
I would also say that I still just think Seth Rogen's laugh is so funny. Like, I feel like it really, yeah, it's so funny in this movie. Like, I felt like it actually like added to how funny some of the jokes were in the cop scenes.
Yeah, it was really
But
fantastic.
Was there a scene
there was a
that you both
that actually made me like laugh out loud, and it was from just some side character. It was whenever they pointed out the blood on Jonah Hill's pants. There's just some side character that was like, I've never before seen that in my life. Just the way and it was so fucking stupid. I was like, that was great. I really enjoyed that for some reason. I don't know why. Because he sounded like a fucking idiot. Like, he talks like that.
I don't know.
Some people probably.
I had I need to take a picture.
I also had an audible moment where I laughed excessively, kind of. Do you remember the scene? I kind of forget, but I wrote it down at least, where it must have been after some sort of tension had like fallen. Was that? I still can't quite remember when, but fallen. Yeah, something happened, and it was afterwards that, it was McLovin. Someone asked him, "So what's Hawaii like?" Because it's on his ID. He's like, "Huh?" He like, it was just that. Huh? Like,
He was
okay. Was the girl okay? That's what I thought.
It was the girl.
Yeah, I thought that was just. It was so I kind of out of nowhere. He's like, "Oh, what? What are you talking about?"
Oh, and they were dragging him out. That was hilarious. I really loved that.
Yeah, that was
This guy's crazy. Crazy guy. I actually thought Michael Cera getting up and running from the cops was just like a really funny thought. Like,
yeah, his run was so funny too, bro.
honestly,
Was there a scene that you? Was there something that you both did not like in the movie?
I'm gonna be 100.
The cringe.
Yeah, I was gonna be 100% honest. There's not anything in particular. Just sometimes I felt like they gave Jonah Hill too much leverage to just talk, and I was like, let's stop with this, please. I don't want to hear any more disgusting words that you're saying.
Yeah, he definitely went too far for my liking, like way too far.
Sometimes, yeah. I didn't write
but that
in particular because he just kind of did
say
like
a lot
every 7 minutes or whatever, and I just was like, oh, this isn't my kind of humor. However, that person does exist, and that person might have been me sometimes in high school, but that's okay. We don't have to talk about it. And that's completely fine. I actually didn't have a single other note related to this movie. I went through every.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of my notes were, "Wow, this movie is actually, pretty funny. This McLovin guy is pretty funny.
Yeah, I laughed a little.
That's pretty funny."
It went by fast. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I first started it, I was like, "Oh, 2 hours. That sucks." And it's longer than I remembered it being. Because I remember last week was like an hour 40 or something like that. And I feel like that's a pretty solid. Yeah, something like that. It definitely was shorter, but I do think that this one probably felt shorter, or at least like it went more at a breakneck pace. This is gonna sound weird, but I think it was shot slightly worse, but not in a way that you couldn't see everything. I just felt like, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to.
There wasn't anything impressive going on with the camera.
Yeah, you get that a lot with comedy movies, and I felt like it was a little bit different. And Meet the Parents, not like anything crazy. I think I talked about that last week. You saw everything you needed to see. It was cinematography to a T, I guess. No art though. And I thought that was fine. Story was pretty good. Enjoyment was actually at like a all-time high. I think I just being a less of a stickler. For the most part, I just put a story in it, make it make sense. Give me some he's and some ha's. That's a good comedy movie right there.
I'd actually agree. There's like whenever it comes to comedy movies, I don't think they can really go past like a certain like pointage, like out of 10. But it's so easy to fall like down to like really low ratings if like your jokes fall flat. If you're just not funny, they're kind of just like reading the lines. Whereas in this one, they were actually like kind of like super involved in the lines. A lot of the line delivery in the movie was really good.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like that really helped as actors.
And
yeah, that was awesome.
Wasn't ad-libbed, then they still are good actors because they were able to like come up with good lines that fit within the scene and not like crack. Where does this like land in the terms of comedy movies for you guys?
Like how does it match up against other movies?
Yeah, like what do you think is the best comedy movie, and where does this line up like with that? And what do you think is the worst comedy movie, and where does it line up with that? Because I definitely is nowhere near the bottom for me, at least. I do probably. This is gonna probably. I'd put like.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I'd say like Deadpool, the first Deadpool, and like Dodgeball are some of my favorite comedy movies, and I think it's like.
Let's see Dodgeball.
You've never seen
Dodgeball's very fun.
Dodgeball's great.
Yeah, it's fun.
Ironically, we actually did Dodgeball on the podcast one time, but yeah, I know, crazy. Like, who would have thought that me and Jack did a comedy movie, you know? But like, we did. We'll circle back to that eventually, especially since you've never seen it before. It's a great one. It's actually really good, I think. Aged really well.
Maybe we do watch that.
Maybe, yeah. Oh, Elf is also up there too. I quite enjoy Elf.
Oh, yeah.
Nah,
it has to be Christmas spirit helps, Scott.
All the ones are Santa Claus ones are below Elf. But again, I just think holiday Christmas movies are not going to be that high. They're so dependent on the season.
Elf is fun. There's
Elf is good.
Watch it every year, at least to me. I like it.
I don't know if I really want to call just Deadpool 1 like a comedy movie that's super comparable to this.
I'm not saying,
but like it is.
Thinking of movies that I think are funny, you know?
Yeah. I would probably put Deadpool 1, Deadpool 3, like really high at the top.
Okay.
And like if those are like the 10 out of 10 for like funny and like having a good time, like this one got to be like comparatively on that scale, this one got to be like really high, like closer to like an 8. Okay. Like it's really close, but like again, that would be on the same one where I think I said Santa Claus 1 was the worst out of those ones. I forget. Like that one would be 0.
Bro, it has to be 3. That is.
I think it's long. Maybe
it's never like comedy.
I need to.
Chandler Spade.
Check the database. Yeah, okay, buddy.
They're always. Oh, I think it was Santa Claus 3.
Yeah,
it was the second one I liked. Yeah, Santa Claus 3 would be 0.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was the third one that I liked, but no, it was the second one.
It's impossible to like that third movie. It's quite bad.
I guess Kung Fu Panda would also be on there, up really high. Oh, that one is probably Kung Fu Panda is above these.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but almost all of the Kung Fu Pandas are above. No, Kung Fu Panda 3 and 4 are definitely below.
I was gonna say, is it this one that were the third and fourth?
Yeah.
Shrek, the first and the third.
First and
I didn't mind the fourth one. I didn't mind the fourth one.
I think
the second, the fourth, and the third Shrek was the good one.
No. Third Shrek's an obscenely bad one. Second Shrek is the good one. I guarantee you.
I thought it was Shrek and Kung Fu Panda that had it backwards. Where the third one of them was really good.
No, Shrek 3 is definitely not good. Shrek 3
is Panda's bad. Isn't really that crazy.
I thought that was Shrek 2.
No, Shrek 2.
Panda's
peak. So is Kung Fu 2.
Kung Fu Panda 3 is with like those. Oh no, you're right.
You're definitely all right.
Green gems, whatever those were.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's get into the numbers now that we've basically like talked about that. Who wants to go first? I've mulled this for a bit. I wasn't really sure when
I think we should have Chandler go first.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay. So I didn't get to say how this matches up with other comedy movies. Partly because I wasn't necessarily thinking like Kung Fu Panda's comedy because I mainly think of that as family, but it is a comedic film. Don't get me wrong.
We had a lot of movies that you think are really funny to you. Don't think
Kung Fu Panda like relates Pandas up.
Because
Yes.
Like if you think Death Note is funny,
I consider Daredevil to be one of the funniest movies I've ever seen, and that's not like considered a comedy. You know?
yeah, wasn't that? Ew, Chandler. If I know how much you like that one.
How much I like what?
Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Where does Minecraft?
I would definitely need to like lock in and think because my short term memory is so bad. I can't remember whatever's in my top 10 ever. I have to write it down. But I will say this doesn't hold up. And personally, for most comedy movies for me. And so with that, I'll say my number is a 6.5. I just didn't vibe with the dark humor for the most part at all. Like in the beginning, like all like the sexual jokes, like it was okay, but like he was just excessive with it. And I really didn't hit off the movie until Fogel and the cops. It was really them that carried it for me. Yeah. Although I then did like grow to appreciate the two main characters. Jonah especially. I feel like he redeemed himself, and I really liked one moment which bumped it up a little bit. I would maybe have had it a little lower, but do you remember like how they had that falling out and then they made up the one night where they're just like, bro, I love you, man. No, I love you. No, I love you. Like, I'm dirty Dan. And like it was really wholesome. But then in the morning when they woke up, they were still kind of awkward with each other.
No, it was supposed to.
That's what I meant when I said.
Go ahead.
When I remember I said I'm over in my summary, I didn't really mean like they were hungover. I meant like it was a little awkward. Like they still kind of remembered how crazy last night was and like what they said, but it was still uneasy. And I thought that was genuine. I thought that was
personally. It was one night stand with humor. It was like insinuating that like they could.
At least in my mind, I took it as yeah. I mean, I see it. I agree. I just didn't think of it like that word for word. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. They definitely acted like that.
Yeah.
But I said that like there was a lot of genuine moments, like his acting. He was going crazy in one scene, which I could have sworn he was ad-lib, but I know it wasn't. Because there's no way you say what I say. It was early. Which time? Yeah. So like, the second one was crazy. Because you remember whenever Fogel was smoking a cigarette and then he flicked it?
Yeah.
Well, one of those detergents was leaking. I was like, no way. He's going to catch it.
I saw the little like camera movement and I was like, wait, I've seen this movie. These kids don't burn. Okay. I guess it's
so yeah, that's my number.
I thought this movie was pretty funny. I do think comedy movies have like a limit. I don't think any comedy movie will ever be a 10 out of 10. I just don't think it's possible. Like obviously movies can have elements of comedy and then be able to get up to the top. But whenever their like main goal is to make you laugh, it's kind of really hard to make everything else fit so perfectly while also being funny. Because you got to go to the extreme sometimes to do stuff like this. And this movie definitely does that. For that reason, with the cringe and also the fact that it's a comedy movie, give it a 7. It's definitely way better than, not way better. It's definitely better than Meet the Parents. And it's definitely funnier. But I don't have like a necessarily drive to rewatch it again as I do with like Deadpool and the other funny movies that I think are really funny. I did enjoy it. However, if I do want to watch it soon, I probably will just like skip through to the cop scenes.
That's completely understandable. So, as many times, we are following a very strict pattern. So, again, I thought this movie was very funny. As we said, McLovin and the cops are kind of like the keys to the humor in this. So, I actually have a little bit of a funny story. So, I watched this movie alone in my living room, and I had the volume up, and my walls are thin here, And it got to the scenes at the end of the movie where they're all in the bedrooms, and there was a lot of noise going around, and I for sure heard moving upstairs and to the side. So they think I'm an absolute menace watching that on the living room TV.
You're upstairs.
It is what it is.
Watching porn in the lift. So they were like, bro, I can't handle this. So they got up and went to the bed.
That's crazy.
So,
Awesome.
it is what it is. They will never know that it was super bad because I will never be speaking to them. So they will always be averted from the truth.
They will that though.
With this being said,
You're living around.
surprisingly, it's still not rent free despite how funny. So, the humor in this movie is definitely the big point for me. And story wise, it's like it's good, but it's also a comedy movie, so it's comedy funny. And I also related this to like teenage humor, and I feel like everybody kind of goes through some stuff like this, and I think that's part of the reason why it was as funny as it was. Because as many people may not be familiar with, me and Zach went to the same high school, and we were friends in high school. So a lot of those moments were a lot of these moments were very similar,
Yes.
which was very funny. Aside from, one of us being with the cop in the entire movie and getting drunk at a bar, that did not happen.
That that we can legally talk.
That I know of. Yeah. So I gave this movie a 7.5 out of 10. So we progressively moved up 0.5, meaning our total is a 7. Zach's rating.
Sky, dude,
Quick, man.
it's crazy. I almost gave this thing a 7.5. We would have gone 2 weeks in a row with getting the exact same number, which would have been wild.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah,
That would have been electric.
it would have been electric. Literally, very split second, last minute, I pulled away and gave it a 7. Damn it. I was actually second to from saying it. That would have been wild. That would have actually been wild.
That would have been wild. I would have forgotten that too. You would have been the one to notice afterward. I would have had the same reaction after. Like I forgot last week we twinned.
That was crazy. Chandler, you should have been there, man. It was crazy. It was,
You should have been there.
Who knows? Maybe it's a triple, bro.
maybe.
Yeah. Well, I know now it's not.
What?
So.
Yeah.
Oh, you asked for last movie. My fault.
Yeah.
My fault. I bricked.
I bricked.
It's okay.
All right, we're gonna jump into movie news now, or just media news in general. I don't know why I keep calling it movie news because we very rarely talk about like specifically only movies. I have a lot of interesting stuff. Every time I go into the podcast, I always think, fuck, I don't think I gathered any news this week. Like I don't. There's nothing that like excited me, but that's just not true. I have a lot of stuff here. We got cast for the new Harry Potter TV show. Feel free to read this. I'm going to show it up on the screen for like a second. That's not focusing. Just fucking Google it. We got Dumbledore,
Just leave it up.
Snape, Hagrid, the bad guy from the first movie, and then Argus Filch. I don't remember this character, but all 6 of those characters were cast. If you're really interested in who they were, who is them, feel free to look it up. I don't want to go through and list their names. Because honestly, don't really care. I'm going to be 100% honest about that. I'm not really interested in this reboot. It's been too soon. Like, what's the point of it? Like, who cares? Not me. One thing that at least one of us in this podcast is going to get really excited about, due to the success of the Minecraft movie, nearly $1 billion, by the way, that it's made. It's absolutely fucking insane.
Wow.
Who is the creator? Warner Brothers has fast-tracked Minecraft movie sequel. So that's going to be coming out very soon, actually, which is wild. I hope it's great. I actually genuinely hope it's great. Minecraft is a fantastic game. We have probably the most exciting news for me for the podcast today. Daft Punk might have a reunion concert in Fortnite.
What? That is wild here. I know you told me about it like a couple days ago because you were freaking out. Well, you told all of us actually.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
chat about it. I love Daft Punk, and I think that it's a little. One of the reasons why I like Tron Legacy as much as I do is their soundtrack, and they're just like awesome in general. and I got really sad whenever they broke up. I've never gone to a Fortnite concert. I will be going to this one just because.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
We all got to do that.
Awesome. Yeah, we all got to hop on for that. We got to record that. Maybe stream it. I think that'd be really fun.
I just looked them up. And their costumes are actually skins in the game. I swear I have them.
I did actually
somehow.
that. I think maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't fucking know. We can look it up later. So Chandler, you know how Hades 2 is only on the PC right now?
I did not know that, but I did know that it existed.
Okay, yeah, it's only on the PC.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, it's going to be a Switch 2 launch title and be exclusive to the Switch 2 and the PC.
Wow. That's actually, yeah, that's crazy for Nintendo.
Yeah, that's a W for Nintendo. I know you like that game a lot, and I know that game is like very popular.
Hades was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hades 2, I hadn't looked too much into it because I remember when it was like new release or like beta or whatever it was. Since it never went to PlayStation, I never really picked up on it.
Yeah,
I did not know
you're never going to,
so late. Anything.
and you're never going to because
Unless I play on PC.
or you get it on your Switch too. Whenever you get that in a couple of years.
Yeah. Yes. It
Okay.
helps weird.
We got some Blade news. Okay, so Marvel apparently has lost millions of dollars in the production of Blade. Therefore, the funny part about this is because apparently they started creating a set for the movie, a train sequence that they're no longer using. So that was millions of dollars gone to waste. No footage was actually ever shot, but they're discarding everything, including the currently newly added director and scripts. So now the project is essentially canceled. They still are moving forward with it, but they have just scrapped their brand new script and their brand new director, and they are basically starting from scratch again. And then
I was gonna say, how many times does this happen?
I've lost track at this point. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's past 8.
Like,
It's what?
shouldn't this movie have already been out, and then now it would be like over a year old?
Yes, well over that actually. It got announced I think it's like 2019 or something like that, back when Endgame was being in talks. However, something that's crazy and honestly super relevant to right now, and I guess still counts as movie news. There's a movie coming out directed by Ryan Coogler, starring Haley Steinfeld and Michael B. Jordan, called Sinners. That is got
Sinners?
Yeah, it's gotten nearly perfect reviews across the board. And I just want you to know that Ryan Coogler approached Marvel and said, I would like to make a Blade movie. This is my script. And they said no. So that what he did was he took the Blade movie, changed the names, made Sinners, and it's apparently a fantastic movie. So like this,
Wow.
yeah, this movie.
Good for him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know. It's really exciting. I can't wait to see it because like I've been waiting for a Blade
I know.
ever since I watched like the first Blade movies like back in high school. Whenever I first like saw those, I really wanted like a new updated version of that. So I'm excited to see Sinners and I hope that's really good. But
Yeah.
yeah, damn, that's the Blade.
Yeah, I'm looking to. Looking to Sinners too. I saw the trailer and it looked so intriguing.
Yeah,
So should I watch Sinners and just pretend it's Blade?
100%. Yes, just that. That's exactly what you should think. I think it's Blade in the 1800s, essentially. So we got some news related to a movie that I've seen and enjoyed, but I'm going to go ahead and guess that neither of you have ever seen it. Have you seen Dread with Carl Urban? Yeah, I figured not. It's a great movie. We should do it on the podcast one of these days. But we're getting a Dread TV series with Carl Urban. They said it's from the Boys team, but I don't really know what that means. Like, I don't know if that means the directors, the people who are filming it, like what aspect of the Boys' team is working on this. But this is really cool because Metro City 1 has been a series that has been in talks for like ever since the original Dread movie, not the original Dread movie, the Carl Urban Dread movie. Whenever that first came out, they kept talking about this TV series that would play as like a prequel or something like that. And I hope that's finally what we're getting, and I would be really excited to see that. We should really watch Dread on the podcast one of these days. It's really cool. We have some sad news, possibly. So Matt Reeves, there is a rumor going around that one of the reasons why the movie, The Batman 2 was delayed is because he possibly may have cancer. That we don't know if that's true or not. There's a small chance about that. I just saw that from someone from work was telling me about it. But I don't actually believe in that. I just think he's had a lot on his plate recently. However, due to Robert Pattinson, because he just signed on to Dune 3, if the Batman Part 2 gets delayed again, if it somehow gets delayed again, Matt Reeves no longer is going to direct it because it's going to be like too far down the line for him to like commit to something like that because he's been taken so far away from it. So that might change a lot, and that's a little bit scary. And honestly, I kind of do blame Robert Pattinson for that a little bit because he went from Batman like straight into what did he do after that? Oh, Mickey 17, and then right into the Odyssey with Christopher Nolan. And then after that, he's supposed
that movie's gonna be crazy.
It will be. I'm very excited for it. And then the second that's done filming, he's supposed to jump right into Batman 2. And then the second that's done, he's jumping into Dune Part 3. So like, there's no breathing room at all for like any sort of rewrites in the script or any sort of production errors or something like that. So it is a little worrying to me about the production of Batman 2. So hopefully that goes well, but you never know.
I looked up. He does not have cancer.
100%.
100%. It was a false rumor.
Thank God. I don't know why people spread those stupid rumors like that. That always makes me upset. Would say that. I just wanted to bring it up just in case. I'm happy you looked it up. I should have honestly done the due diligence to look it up myself, but whatever. Got a lot of stuff.
Okay, I got you.
Thank you. That's why you're here, man. Missed that.
Missed that last week.
Yeah, I guess I couldn't use that last week, but
we got a whole ton of Star Wars news. I honestly didn't screenshot a whole lot of it. I just because so much was announced, and let's be honest here, almost half of the things that Star Wars announces they cancel. So like, what's the point of even bringing it up? We got some pictures for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie that's coming out, which is relatively excited. Pedro Pascal looks like a pretty old man. The other thing I screenshotted is that Ryan fucking Gosling is going to be the main character of a Star Wars movie coming out soon. Maybe, unless it's canceled. I just thought that would be funny to bring up. We got a concept art of a Darth Maul TV show, which I don't know why they're milking the shit out of that character. We've seen everything to do out of him, so I don't know why we're getting more of it, but whatever. Cool. Good for Star Wars. Everything else I did. What was it?
I was gonna say, good for Star Wars. Real shit.
Anything could be good. Don't think it will be.
Anything could be good. Anything could be bad.
Exactly. Good point there.
You want to know what's premiering in 3 days that's Star Wars related?
It will be.
Yeah, I actually just
the podcast comes out.
Yeah, it has to be good, right? Season 1 was so good.
You didn't know that.
Season 1, I
do not know that.
I loved season 1, bro. It was a little slow at first, but like it gave me hope. It like
Andor.
I don't know how Kathleen Kennedy had nothing to do with that show. She couldn't have possibly. It wouldn't have come out the way it did. Sorry, minor shade. Minor shade.
I don't know. I guess you see how this is. I'm probably not gonna watch it until it's all out. Like I do with most things for some reason, or most live action things, I should say.
Honestly, that's fair. I love just binging something and not waiting every week.
Yeah, that's a lot of anime. I can't really do that for. I gotta watch it every week, like Solo Leveling. I'm just like, bro, I'm itching for the next episode. Like that. I'm done with
Mission Agree.
Watch season 2.
There's.
No, I have a question.
Ryan Gosling's Star Wars movie is called Starfighter. Is that your question?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if it was called Starfighter.
Oh shit! Wild. What'd you say, Jen?
Do we know if he's gonna be like a bounty hunter? Like that's up.
Perfect. I'm sorry. I just
might be like they die.
And then let's be honest here. That movie's probably not coming out. Like so, there's no point in thinking about it.
I suppose not.
Skylar, what were you saying?
Chandler, what have you been watching?
Oh, that's a great question. You know, I've had a couple of weeks to I had a lot of free time, especially last Sunday or
in particular that we're really interested in your opinion of Chandler.
Yeah, so I watched. I don't know what came upon me, bro. I'm not much of a comedic film watcher, but for some reason, Netflix like recommended I watch Meet the Parents, and I watched it. Surprising, I know.
Chandler,
I know.
I haven't ever seen that movie. Can you give me like a little break?
Yeah, what's
how the story works? Like,
Oh my gosh. Okay, you're gonna get like 10-second summary here. What I can muster up.
no, dude.
So there's two lovebirds that really love each other, and one of the protagonist, Greg, is about to propose, but he overhears his girlfriend say something like about her sibling getting, or no, her siblings' significant other had to get approval from her father. So he's like, shit, I guess I gotta ask Unc if I can marry his daughter. So yeah, they kind of
out there for permission.
Hey, yeah.
Oh no, I knew that. I asked Unc for a reason.
Yeah, Zach. Who's working full time right now?
Who's older?
Shit.
I'm still a college guy. You're a working man.
I'm Monk. Go ahead.
Sorry, that's my summary. I'm kidding. Actually, I'm kidding. I can do a little more than that, I think.
Stack thing.
So
I hope so. What?
he has to kind of like ask his girlfriend's father if he can have her hand in their marriage. So he goes to meet him, and there's honestly a lot of tension and beef instantly. I think it's because like the dad, he's not comfortable with anyone being with his daughter. He's very protective, and even with former boyfriends of hers, he was very like difficult with. We're good here, Zach. Oh, we're just
Yeah.
We're chilling.
So essentially, it's kind of like a face off between the father and Greg, each just kind of like beefing with one another, and there's like the gags here and there. Skipping a lot of stuff right now, and eventually he wins the father over because he eventually figures out what's best for his daughter is what she wants, not what he wants. So he has to stop being so overprotective. He eventually he likes Greg for who he is. He's not super picky anymore, I guess you could say. Or he was never really jealous, right? He was just
He just was judgy.
yeah. He's had to stick up, So after he calms down, settle down.
Where did that stick go? Stick up what? I mean, Chandler.
I don't know.
To interpretation here, I'm keeping a lot of things vague in this.
Oh yeah, this guy's a thinking. He's a thinking man.
I'm a little lazy guy, bro. That's what you mean to say.
Right.
So yeah. Eventually, there's like lots of gags here and there, and I'm forgetting all of them. Although I definitely have them written down somewhere. But that's good enough, right?
Tell us about the movie. What'd you think about it?
What did I think? I kind of liked it. I thought it was a little slow. What is like Greg? What's his action?
Stiller.
You know where?
No.
Not.
Stay insta lock that.
It's not
It's ready.
I know him and Owen Wilson, or it's Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson, yeah.
Yeah. I know that they're hilarious because they're in Zoolander together. I think I've seen that.
You've seen that?
Yeah, I've definitely seen it. Also in my museum, right? They're in that. But I know like they're very funny. But at the time, maybe when I was watching it, I wasn't overly impressed. Maybe I just didn't have I just wasn't immersed necessarily. But I loved everything between I love the dad. I thought he was so funny. And just character. Like he never strayed from it. He was just a funny, like difficult guy. But he was also kind of like a teddy bear on the inside. So I kind of liked it here. I liked the gags between the two and like how they're each duking it out for like the beginning 3/4 of the film. With that being said, I gave it a 7. So give this a little higher than this movie actually.
Dude.
Give it a sorry.
We give.
Would you guys have 6.5?
Both of us give it a 6.5. We're so close.
Close.
Yeah, but
Close.
fucking movie. I think both were pretty solidly funny. The conclusion that I had after watching it, Chandler, in case you don't want to go watch the other one, was that it definitely.
I'll still watch it.
Okay, I'm not gonna say it. Go watch the other podcast.
I watch it tomorrow at work.
Okay. That's
Oh.
good. I won't say shit then. Yeah, what else did you watch, sir?
Oh, I watched a lot of stuff, guys. You guys have no clue.
They also have a lot up there.
No, I watched all of Zoe. I completed Zoe. Yeah, so got through that. Holy crap, was that actually painful? It was actually painful. There's multiple times where I was skipping through the episode because it was a lot of flashbacks and a lot of cool things happen. Like you learn a lot of lore, truly, and how a lot of characters are related. But man, it's like after Jack left, and then like literally nothing happened. Like they had like you showed them fighting. So yeah, it was just a lot of talking and not so much stuff going on. So I got through all that.
I can't wait till you get to the
I'm on a full cake.
the talking.
It's just actually I did. It's been such a break since I've last really watched it, like a year ago. Whenever I still watched almost One Piece every, if not every other day. And I love just everyone's personality, but since it's been so long, and I know I hate Brooke. I know you love him, and I he was always just so annoying to me. But I'm starting to come around to Brooke. I'm liking Brooke a lot somehow. But everyone else, I actually have to relearn how I like them. Luffy it's not difficult, but the other guys, like I gotta re-love them again. Zoro, do you love again? Oh, I love Spring.
Okay, I was gonna say you only said Luffy, and I was like,
No, I know I did say Zoro, but like I think we said at the same time. So it got, but like Nami, I like Chopper, Nami, Frankie. I gotta relearn.
Robin, Brooke, but these two are tied for second place. Luffy's undisputed number one though.
So then what's third?
Third is probably
technically,
well, it would be fourth because third doesn't exist because the second
Right. It'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4.
probably be Zoro or Chopper. No, Zoro, Frankie. I like Frankie a whole lot. Super. His voice now.
cut out all of it. Got the hair part.
Yeah, I love it. I love him, dude. Super Frankie is the reason I love him, bro. I love that he just yells that all the time. That's so great to me.
All right, I'm gonna go through it because it's a lot. Black Clover, finished the show, and then I watched the movie. Amazing, so good. I actually stopped watching Black Clover just before it got good. Like actually an episode or two. After watching like 140, it's actually so stupid.
Yeah.
So I love the ending of that. But playing a lot of Phasmophobia.
Awesome, right?
Wait. The movie or? Yes, bro. That was sick.
Dude,
It was sick.
Wait. Whenever I'm gonna try to do this in a bit. Like how it ended, where he went like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments in anime. It was fucking so cool. It's
I'm looking forward to the next season.
yeah.
It should be coming out. I thought it was gonna be this late this year, but
The final
besides
season
late.
of Bleach. After the final season of Bleach is
Oh, the same animators. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
holy shit, dude. I can't wait to see the new
I know.
arc or whatever the hell.
I know. It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy.
How much more? Like
There's a decent amount more actually. There's a decent amount more.
I was a little worried. I'm not gonna say much because I know Sky, you're reading it, but I knew how many episodes there were, and like what was going on, and I was like, no. Actually, you know what? What I actually truly want to say will spoil. So we're just gonna end there and move on to what I also have been watching. I'm sorry, Sky. I just can't risk it.
Fair.
Digging a Hole. Have you guys heard of that game?
No.
It's literally called. I have Steam opened up. It's called like a game about digging a hole, and which you dig a hole. So I've been playing that a little bit. It's literally just like it's like an indie game, so something just to kind of fill in time.
Oh, so
Attack on Titan.
it's like a power washing simulator, but you're
Kinda. Yeah. Yeah, but like it can be like a speed run in like 30 minutes. So I might do that.
Why is there lore in this game?
Wait, what?
There's a Reddit. There's the game theorist
Really?
talking about a game about digging a hole.
That's funny. I don't think there's really any lore in the game because I don't remember reading. I say, you know, there's no, unless I haven't found anything. But I found chests and I found caches. but nothing's been in them. All right, that or Attack on Titan. I rewatched it with my sister on dubbed. I know, I've committed a sin.
Yeah.
But that was really good.
Dub's not bad.
I know. It is really good. It is really good. But I just like to tease it because like I never watched dub, but my sister never watched the subtitles, so I bit the bullet.
We'll look back.
And then she already watched like 20 episodes.
That's actually
So yeah, so I'm glad I got this.
dub whenever it's my turn.
Okay, it's gonna be your turn soon unless Sky's feeling
No.
special. But
We have a process.
it's Fire Force.
We have an order.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I did not like the last episode, but I'll just say that. Mushoku Tensei. That's the last thing I've watched. Do you guys know anything about that?
No, I don't know what that is.
Mushoku Tensei. It's an isekai, and I haven't seen one of the isekai in a while. I just kind of took a break from them. This one's kind of cool. It's very interesting, and I think it's smart. But the protagonist can be very like horny. He's a 32-year-old, no life, loser, yada yada, who died, had nothing going for it. He literally stayed in his room and played video games nonstop. Get the second chance at life. And when he's born, he's literally a baby, but he has he's still cognizant that he knows he's a 32-year-old. And even though he's in a body of maybe a 5-year-old, he looks at other 5-year-olds, and it's really like cringe and just disgusting, actually disgusting. But nothing thankfully happens. It's just weird though. It is weird. Yeah, I've gone on Reddit pages just to see how other people feel about it, and yeah, it's everyone voices the same concern. And it's a little, it's shameful, honestly. But
I can't believe you just.
But it's
that.
But the story is about him kind of becoming a better man and putting all that behind him. I know. It's taking a while because I haven't seen much improvement. But
I don't think I can watch that.
yeah, but so by fan,
I don't think
this show has fan service, but and actually some of it's fair. It's like way worse than Fire Force. You know Fire Force, how like the one girl has like that leechery, whatever that is. Everything's at least covered in that. This one is very close to revealing. Say that. Yeah, very interesting. But you know what? It's considered Isekai of the Year, so a lot of people like it.
They're great.
Yeah, if you look on Anime Awards, whatever it is, it's like considered, and I think it's Anime of the Year in terms of Isekai.
Not trusting them.
We're gonna somewhat switch the topic. I saw a meme recently that said that.
So, on the other hand, I saw this one meme. Great buddy. You guys should hear about it. I'm about to tell you.
Related to isekais, and it was like my favorite isekai is the Bible, or I would like to call it God reborn on Earth as a carpenter. I thought that's I enjoyed that.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Okay,
But
are you done with it?
Zach,
Yeah, that's all.
I was gonna say before Chandler ends, I have to lead with one more question. First, actually, I was just scrolling through to see what else I've been watching. Did you know Naruto The Last is on Netflix now?
I did actually. It's pretty sick.
That's pretty hype. Second, Zach, what have you been watching?
I'm happy you asked that. So I have been watching Fire Force. However, I'm not up to date with season 3. I've watched the first 2 episodes of season 3, I'm pretty sure. But me and G are watching it from the start. I sat her down, I put her on the couch, and I was like, all right, listen, your bit. I love the show. Okay. There's a character that's like Gojo. His name is Benny Maru. Love him. Great sound design throughout the entire show. I really enjoyed the story. The characters are really great. And I grabbed her on the shoulders and I said, there is a really insane booby problem in the show, and it's not good. It sucks, and it really sucks. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna close our eyes when that happens and pretend that doesn't even.
Just do the little. You're gonna pretend that it's not there.
Yeah, we're just gonna enjoy the really great moment. We're just gonna keep going with it, and that's how it is. And that's how we've been doing it. We're like halfway through the first season, so.
I personally like to believe that you're like, I will shield you from this trouble. I will keep my eyes on the screen, and I will be to corrupt. You don't have, but I will save you. Don't worry about it.
No, I was
I
around
will be the one living through the pain.
that the last time we watched it, we were eating.
Okay.
I just like it was a scene with the captain of, I don't remember the girl captain, and she was in the back with the nun lady, and she like grabbed her boobs, and the entire time I was just sitting there eating, and she was like, "This is crazy," and I said, "Nope, it's actually not in the show. Just don't look." I just kept sitting there eating. I was like, "Nope, this is not something I'm watching right now. It's not real. Just pretend it's not there." Do you remember when Sheena did the cool kick? Think about that. I like that.
Dude, like that.
Yeah, we're not there yet, but I cannot wait to get there.
Oh.
Did I talk about Devil May Cry and Castlevania last episode, Skylar?
Devil May Cry. Yeah, you did.
Okay, I talked about both those. I
wouldn't know it's about last video.
I just forgot to erase them off of there. I'll do that. What else did I play? Played a little bit of Marvel.
Pretty sure, because you said, well, you finished Nocturne.
I did finish.
You finished Nocturne. You're on the next one.
But Nocturne's it.
I forget what.
Yeah, I finished Nocturne.
Oh,
Devil May Cry. Now we're on the Fire Force. We're also watching a different show at the same time too. It's called The Sign of Affection. It is very good. It is a romance anime about a guy who is trilingual and a girl who is deaf, and she is teaching him how to sign. It's a really cute show. I think Skylar would like it a lot.
Zach, based on my knowledge of G picking up Japanese and you just not being able to hear shit, it sounds pretty relatable.
Yeah, dude. It's essentially the same thing. Yeah. My girlfriend decided to learn Japanese over the last like couple weeks. So she's been speaking that around the house, and I'm also like not the best at hearing. So like we're basically the show. It's essentially
Basically.
eventually.
No, make sure to think of me.
I will, dude. I will, of course. It was really funny. You were like, I know Japanese, and I was like, all right, what's Japanese? And then you just said 1, 2, and 3. I thought that was hilarious.
Like, can you say something on the spot? Like, it's like so hard to think of anything.
No, I get
the characters are different, so I have to spell the pronunciation.
No, I
But,
yeah, that was.
yeah. I thought you guys were aware, but yeah, my freak on Duolingo.
honestly, I thought you gave up like a couple months ago. I thought you
Yeah.
told us that.
No, I was, and then I do I call it caved? It's learning, but like I caved, and I was like, I just can't do it, and so then I kept going.
900 days is pretty impressive.
I just can't.
Gonna be honest here, brother.
Well, I'm not there yet. I'm at like 937. I lied. I thought I was further than it was.
That's
but
crazy. I've been playing a lot of.
yeah, well, it is impressive.
I've played Custom Zombies with some friends from work. We're playing the new Die Rise remaster, which is awesome. Those who know what that means, is it
I suggest for the Mediak people who say so they cannot deny me.
proofs?
They're gonna accuse you of using the. They're gonna accuse you of like, you know, on Snap, if you like stop your streak, you can like reset it or something, keep it going. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like you can restore your streak.
They have that.
They're gonna accuse you, Sky. That like, do you have any proof you don't got that premium subscription, bro?
Oh,
over the top right. He has it.
I mean, I can at least prove it's my account, and I joined in December 22. I don't have the premium because, oh yeah, actually, I think
just cancel it right now.
You can prove it. There it is. Yeah. Option to buy Super. Damn. Skylar is in.
For $0.
yeah, because I've been on here for so long. They give you, I've probably collectively gotten like at least a month's worth of Super for free from hitting like major milestones. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
What even
Is that so
I don't know.
all right, so let's turn into a Duolingo. So on Duolingo, on the free one, you see the hearts in the top? That means I can only get 5 things wrong before I lose all progress in what I'm doing, and I have to watch an ad to earn a heart or practice to earn a heart. And that happens, you know, it's pretty rare to just like casually go through one without missing. So there are some that like I get stuck on and I'll lose all 5. And I'll have to just like practice to earn a heart, and I'll do that. But thankfully that counts as a streak. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to try it again tomorrow. And then I try that same lesson again tomorrow. But Super One, you don't have the lives. You get unlimited attempts. So you can keep going through the same lesson until you complete the full lesson.
I don't like that.
That's not crazy how they're limiting. Yeah, they're actually limiting you.
Yeah, they're limiting how much you can learn at once, but they offer like a... They're like, they try and say like the family plan. Like the family plan will be like significantly cheaper. You can add up to 4 people, and you encourage your loved ones to learn a new language. Which,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not paying for it.
Lingo. She says you don't learn enough each day on it, so she really
No.
too.
Yeah, you really don't. There's definitely other means.
There's not just like random.
Um,
What did that one mean? And she goes this, and then I answer. Like sometimes she'd like ask me how food is, and I'd just be like, "Who am I?"
yeah. So if you're comparing where she is on Duolingo, she is in section 2, unit 4, describing eating habits.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Yeah, she asked me how rice was recently, and I said, "Who am I?"
Yeah.
That's a good one. Go on. This,
I've been playing a lot of zombies, Black Ops 6 again, back on that grind. The Mansion Shattered Veil really like made me want to play a lot more because it's actually a fun map. Yeah. And it really like, and
the boss is kind of hard.
Boss is hard. I'm excited to go back at that. Like, but it not only like is that map fun, but it's such a fun experience that it made me want to go and play the other maps again too. And it like revitalized my camo grind. I'm actually like almost there to having almost every gun gold, which is crazy. I have like
That is crazy.
1 or 2 guns left in every single category, which is pretty sweet. Except for the shotguns. I haven't basically touched the shotguns at all when it comes to the gold stuff because I just am really bad at aiming at the head whenever there's a spread like that. But I also just don't use them a whole lot unless we're doing the Easter egg, especially the fully automatic one that Chandler likes. I haven't basically touched that one at all.
Tip: don't go third person.
Yep, third person sucks apparently, but Chandler likes it for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And then I have
It's probably because of Fort, bro.
yeah, it definitely is.
yeah, it definitely is.
I have 2 other things. We finished the first season of Severance and also the first 3 episodes of the second season. That show's really good. Like shit just happens in it, and it's really hard to predict where it's going. Like the end of episode 3 seems like something that would happen like halfway through the final season of a TV show. Like I honestly have no idea where it's going, which is wild to me. I don't know.
Right now.
Yeah.
Okay, season 2, episode 3, not like the first season's episode 3.
Yes, I would say. Well, like yes, the thing that I would think would happen in the finale of the TV show happened in season 2, episode 3. However,
Interesting.
I would say that there is enough confusing stuff throughout the entire show to be like interested in it. You know,
And then
really well written, really well shot, really, really fantastically acted. Holy shit! Like the comedy guy, what's his name? Adam Scott. That's his actual name. He plays a guy named Mark Scout in Severance, and holy like. Actual fuck, his acting performance is amazing. The way that he can have completely different vocal like tones for the innie mark and the outie mark, and also his face shape just like changes whenever he's playing the 2 different versions of himself. It's remarkable. It's wild, and you'll see it in the first episode because like outie mark has kind of like a depressing like smug, maybe like a pout kind of look, while innie mark has like this bright smile and just looks completely different. And he talks differently too. In the final episode of season 1 is so good. It's really good. It's a really great show all around. Everyone should watch it. I bought, I had like a thing that was like, oh, you can get Apple TV for $2 for 3 months. So I'm just going to watch everything. I had interest in Apple TV in 3 months. Well, let me know. What?
I think I have it. You should let me know.
Oh.
You might be able to log into mine.
Oh. You should watch Severance then. Why?
I have it.
Severance. That's the only reason I haven't watched Severance was because I didn't have it.
Because I'm watching Game of Thrones.
Finish Game of Thrones and then watch Severance. Holy shit, dude. Like, you and Lily will love that show because if you play in the drawing with friends.
No, I got a call.
Oh, wow.
Cassie called me on Discord.
That's funny, actually. Love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I apologize for that. That scared the shit out of me. Yeah, keep going. I'm so sorry.
Okay. After Severance, today actually, about an hour ago, I watched the first episode of Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which is the Godzilla.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and holy fuck. First off, a little disappointed in the lack of monsters within the first episode. Like, I know there's a little bit at the beginning, and there's like some Godzilla stuff throughout it, but like, I wanted there to be like a little bit more, because I love the MonsterVerse and I love the way that the show is being serious and actually telling a story. However, it does exist in the same universe where Godzilla sumo slammed a big ape. So like, it's kind of really hard to take it seriously, you know? Especially since it really connects with the MonsterVerse movies. Like, the first scene takes place with a character on Skull Island during that movie. And then the main character has PTSD from the San Francisco incident from Godzilla 2014. So they want us to know that this takes place inside of the Godzilla sumo slamming a big ape universe, but they also want us to take it seriously, which I don't think those two things can do at the same time. But I do respect that it's trying to actually be good. I know that sounds weird, but I'm interested to see where it goes. I really enjoyed the first episode. I'm curious to see where the story takes us. And then after this, I'm going back home and I'm going to watch the 4th My Hero movie for the first time. So I'm excited for that.
Oh, that is exciting.
Yeah. All right.
I've never seen one of their movies. I've seen the show.
Chandler,
The service thing you're talking about.
you've seen it.
Yeah, I have seen the show.
Do you agree with my conclusions then?
I do, and I'm not going to say anything because I do not want to because I have things I specifically remember, and me saying it, like I don't want to ruin anything. So I'm feeling that I just should keep my mouth shut. I'll say I watched it and I liked it.
Okay. Damn. Okay. You have Apple?
I did.
Okay. Why
Somehow.
did you not watch Severance? Personal.
I don't have it anymore.
Get it. Watch it.
I watched it a while ago. I want to watch Severance because you said some good things. I've heard some very good things,
It's
but
amazing.
I don't know unless I have like that $2 a month. Let me see if I can find like a discount. But well, I'll look for a discount or a deal of some sort after we meet up.
Okay. Ready? 3,
Yes.
1. Sky.
Sky,
What have you?
what have you been
That
watching?
was terrible. That was a terrible one. We fucked it up.
It's gonna take a week off.
We got off sick
Yeah.
because you fucked up last episode, Chandler. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to say it. The
Swap.
was completely down.
And have that.
I'm kidding. You're good. Shut up.
Okay, it's not the first thing I messed up.
Dude, shut the fuck up. You're awesome. Get out of here.
No, Andre would say something differently, bro. Sky can attest to that too.
Yeah, he did have a cell.
We won though. We didn't sell. We won.
My elo.
It might have been a little difficult, but we won.
So I'll go into what I've been watching. So I'm going to start off with the beginning because I think the end bit is going to be like the discussion portion. So I've been playing Rivals and playing Dokkan and everything like that. And it's been a very light week for watching for me. So I have yet to watch the new episode of One Piece because I think it just dropped like at the time of this recording a couple hours ago. So I did not watch it yet.
Because me and Austin, we want to watch it together. So we've been looking for it. We watched the one from last week together. I'm pretty sure the newest one hasn't dropped yet. I'm going on Crunchyroll right now as we speak to look at it.
So the big thing that I've been watching, again, very light week for me. I had some tests go on during this week. I had volleyball a couple times. I got some stuff I need to finish up in preparation for the holiday. I am on episode 9 of Cyberpunk, so I am about to finish the show.
Have you watched episode 9?
No, I am on episode 9. Just watched 8.
Episode 9 and 10.
I mean, gosh, man. I can say right now, I'm not that big of a fan.
That's crazy. I still loved it at the beginning.
I love the show.
What a great representation drug addiction and like wanting to be better and protecting everyone. So good. Such a tragic story.
No, it is. It is really good. But I think it kind of fits in.
Like,
That's actually where I'm getting. I think a portion I don't like is that I don't like mechs. So I don't like how they're just completely robotic and their like power ups are based on just getting new parts.
fair. You don't like mech anime, like that sort of stuff. And
I think I've come around.
I agree with that,
I've come around.
but
Because like it's just a different type of story, you know?
Yeah, but it's just not one that like I'm like super thrilled in. But
You're really not.
I'm also not.
Holy fuck, Chad.
I'm
yeah.
Holy shit.
That's kind of like how like it
Holy
ends with a
fuck.
bang, bro. It's
Dude, I
like one of the 10 things.
processed that. I was like, oh, geez. You might like the ending of the show and the way that it ends up, but holy fuck, you're not going to like the climax.
You're not feeling the fight, bro. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, fuck.
but yeah, great. So
Mech, it's just upgrades. That's so amazing.
It kind of mechish. It's really like that. I just,
he's like a mech. He himself is a mech.
yeah.
That's just kind of what it is. But
Because he's quick.
no, because he's literally just a robot.
Yes.
Literally just a robot at this point.
I don't know. I
I
guess
guess you could feel it, you know? Like the problem I used to have with mechs is like, I don't understand why they react the way that they do because they can't feel the pain that you just feel. Yeah, exactly. But like, he can feel that pain.
Yeah, look,
I can draw a distinction between the two, but
I also don't.
but like more so. My big problem is it's like I need to get better. Let me go to my mechanic, and I'm gonna buy a pair of arms.
Yeah. Whoa.
Not thumbs up, thumbs down, thumb down.
Sky liked it.
So, I also am not a fan of the fan service in this. So it's really bad.
Yeah.
So
do you remember when we were
The scene of
Sorry,
walking down the street with the guy jerking off on the street. Yeah. Yeah.
So, as you guys are aware, I do cardio at the gym. And what I do is I watch 10 minutes and then I go home and I watch the rest like while I'm showering. And just so happened that episode 8 is a huge one where, you know, our main antagonist, love interest, is pretty much naked the entire episode. And it's on screen for the first like 11 minutes. Very conveniently placed for me. So I am at the gym watching this. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, if literally anybody peeks over my corner, I am so unbelievably cooked. There's just nothing, like there's nothing I can do.
he was locked in, bro. He cut it. Once he started,
I was like, it's like there's no coming back from this. Like not even like that, but like
that's curious.
so it's funny. I could easily just not have watched this. I could have started it, but I was like, no, I'm gonna do my 10 minutes. I was watching.
Hey, bro, aim is aim.
Nice.
Yeah.
This the entire time, like this, walking, and
On the
then
treadmill?
I heard a slight footstep. My head would twitch so fast.
Why'd you commit so hard? Like, I respect the fuck out of it. Like, why?
Yeah, because like I have a system, and it's how I get through cardio.
Okay.
So what? Sorry.
That was so much lag.
Sorry, I cut out there too. I don't know what happened.
Okay. But I cannot I do 10 minutes of cardio, and if I miss one day, I have to make up that day, so I'll do 20. So those days I'll get like a full episode. And this was a 10-minute day. I didn't miss the day before. And it's like the only way I can actually get through the 10 minutes. I can't scroll. I can't really do anything else, or the time like does not move. So I have picked it up, and I started it with One Piece. And that's how I was able to kind of get through One Piece so much. It's because I was essentially watching over an episode a day. Sometimes I'd watch them at night too. So, this is really where my habit kind of, quote unquote, bit me in the ass. There was absolutely no warning. So today's been a rough day with me.
No warning.
And
We talked about it.
also born and
We alluded.
We mentioned it. We talked about it.
you did. I didn't expect it for the entirety of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I expected some break, but no. Occasionally, like the couple episodes before, it'd be like a couple minutes. But recently, David and Lucy have just been chilling in bed
Hey, they adults now.
for a long portion of these episodes.
Don't you guys just
Yeah, and then it likes to cut to the tub a good bit too. Not David, the main character. It likes to cut to the love interest of the main character.
of course it's about a dick, man. That's what I'm looking for.
Dude, it's been so dangerously close. I'm like Eddie episode now, just one whoop, and there. I have a second question. Do you think he's been that too? Do you think he's been upgrading?
Definitely, 100%.
Sure. I have.
So 100%.
His Durkin body got so bigger, it's just get away.
Has to, has to make it proportionate.
Third, about the third thing that I'm like, I'll say this. I am a fan of the art style and like the kind of like action. Like it's actually, the action portions are really interesting. And I've been kind of trying to like the beginning bits whenever David just had his little like
Sin Devastant.
flame open. Yes, it was super interesting. And I really liked it then. And then the second he started upgrading more and more and more, I started disliking it more and more. And I know it was like bound to happen with was it psychosis?
Yeah, cyber psychosis.
Yeah.
But he's
Yeah.
free.
Dude, he is, but he isn't. But like, I don't know. And I'm like starting to like at the beginning, I was completely in with the hype that you guys are doing. And since like episode like 5 or 6, I've been like,
Dude, but me,
So,
dude is so good. I love that moment.
yeah, it was all right. It's tough. It was so all right. So, I listened.
He's gonna save
I didn't care about me
I'll give
that
some
much either way.
stuff. Dude,
It's a fun.
fucking murdered everyone, and he finally stepped there.
Oh yeah.
When he shoved the gun through the fucking cop, and he goes, "Hey, did I do that?" That was fucking crazy. That was wild.
Can they do that?
I don't really like any of them that much, despite like other than David and Lucy. Those are the only ones that I like enjoy.
The
rest of
I
them,
like, but I like Falco a lot.
yeah, I'm a Falcon still ever.
Oh yeah, you bet Falco. I like Falco.
He's a chef.
That's fair. He's chill as fuck, bro. I love him in his mustache.
We just don't like him.
I think
He's just a chill guy. He doesn't do too much.
I do. That show is still so good for me. That has to be like a 9.5 in my opinion. I fucking love it.
Right now,
It's so good.
if I had to give a rating right now, I'm sitting at like maybe like a 6. It's like slightly above average for me.
You know what? I'm gonna.
But
Fan service removes an entire point. I just love the story of it.
it's just so much. It's so off-putting. It's so frustrating. It's not even like the censored bits where I can pretend like it's not there. Like it's straight up nudity. And I also like another part with all the nudity being in. I'm very surprised they just didn't show the scene with David and Lucy at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like if it was going to elevate to that, I don't know why that was the part that got scrapped. But needless to say, about to be finished, and I'm debating on what show to pick up next. I don't know what area I want to go into. Don't know if I'm going to go for something more like live action, like maybe the Spider-Man TV show, or if I'm going to lean toward something else that's been on my Crunchyroll watch list or that. But
There was some.
yeah, I want to give my slight update before I watch the final 2 episodes
Appreciate.
of Cyberpunk. I was gonna say this. Maybe I do like 9 and 10. Who knows? Maybe I just know. Maybe there's no ways to the art that's helpful.
Yeah.
I just like the story so much, and like how, like, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about it because I do plan on making a video on it because of how much I like it. I'm not even going to talk about that.
Yeah. I love the world building so much that I
Buildings.
played the game.
I don't even like that aesthetic. Like, I don't like the cyberpunk kind of vibe, but
Really?
the world just like
I dig it.
pulled me into it. Like, it was so realistic in the way that like you could totally see things going this way, and that like obviously enhancing your body is going to be the next step in like drug dealing. You know, like it's not like oh fuck, getting a high. It's like how strong can I get? How long can I stay away from cyber psychosis? And it's just so good. Like the way that they showcase David and the way that he's able to dive head first into drugs because he's like, I'm different. It won't happen to me. I'm just built different. I've seen how this affects others. I know how to adjust to it, and it just won't happen to me. And it's just like, great story.
Again, those are the parts I really like.
Lucy,
But
Lucy. Oh, so great. Sorry. Yeah, no, I just have a lot of opinions about it. Fire.
This guy, when you're at the gym and you're watching the phone like this, everyone's like, what is that guy doing? That's definitely suspicious.
I'm not actually like this. Like I have it like down on my treadmill, so it looks like my hands are just sitting there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It is not like
He doesn't look weird.
Yeah. That's so funny though. That is what it is. Just
yeah. And I also picked like the one. Thankfully, usually Kane will put me toward the center, so like people would walk next to me. But this time I took the end, and it was a great move today. Boy, am I glad.
because your gym's a little smaller too, so like people will like be close to you.
Yeah. And a lot of the treadmills don't work too, so there's a very good chance that somebody would just be next to me.
That's funny.
It's not. It's very dangerous. Yeah, to you it's hilarious. To me, it's like hope nothing
Did
happened.
you watch anything else this week, Sire?
I don't think so. I know I'm forgetting something else. Oh, I mean Full Metal with Caden, but like, he's with Briggs, so he's getting close to the end.
I'm excited.
Just saw Pride. Yeah.
Oh,
I know. I'm excited too. I think he's been like slowly saying stuff to me. And I think he said that it's gonna end as he thinks it might end as his number one.
that's fair. That's my mom's favorite. She still is yet to watch a show that she says is better than Full Metal Alchemist.
I just don't know if there's really that many that are.
Yeah, it's really great. It's really fantastic, like all the way around. Next week,
No, finished.
we have what's it called? Until Dawn is next week. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, Until Dawn.
Expectations going in. 2 people have played the video game.
It's a good time. I'm hoping.
Anything can be good.
I'm not expecting it's not being great. I know it's not like the game. That's it.
Anything can be good.
All I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
However, the experience I have with it is I watched like 10 seconds of a trailer and I sent it to them and I was like, oh, this is exciting. And we decided we are going to do the podcast. This was like 3 months ago. And then like about a month ago, we went to go see a movie, me and G. I think it was actually before Mickey 17. And we watched the trailer and G turned to me and she said, that looks like shit. And I turned to her and I said, we're doing that on the podcast. And she said, oh, why?
Oh. Question.
So I thought this was a funny thing to add. I'll probably bring that up again next week whenever we actually talk about the movie and how that actually like translated. Like if it actually ended up being a why.
It's you, right?
Yeah, that would be crazy. I mean, like, I couldn't get anything out of the trailer whenever I watched it. Like, I don't know what the movie's about. Like, usually I would say that's a good thing, but they really did show a lot. I just didn't really understand where it was going. And you said it's not like the game. Like, what the hell is the?
It's not. Yeah, the game, it's very linear. But you can make choices that will like kill off people. It's like there's a lot of butterfly effects going on. A lot of butterfly effect. That's like the whole like that's a big part of the game. But I think the
more next week we can talk about it a little bit. But
Yeah.
like, does the story itself differ from what you think? Or like,
I think I've been told that I think the movie from the trailer I watched looks like. Have you ever seen a movie where it's like an infinite time loop and
like
they keep dying? It's so like that's nothing like no, not at all.
okay,
Not at all. Yeah,
oh, yeah.
the game is. We will talk more about the game afterwards because I feel like if you haven't played it, you probably. Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if you want to
I don't have enough time
get to a video.
I know you recommended a while.
I know.
I just don't want to. I gotta be honest.
They have a remastered version.
I'll play that eventually, maybe, possibly, kind of, sort of. I don't know.
Never.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I have neutral expectations. I hope it's good. Same kind of boat with you guys.
But like knowing Sony,
Yeah, they have an inch.
Like cast.
They did make Into the Spider-Verse, so we got to keep that in mind.
They did make Uncharted though.
They did make. Well, I mean, I've heard that's not the worst thing ever. If we're being honest,
It is. Yeah, it's a little disappointing, just a little bit.
I have everything I wanted to say this week out. I think so. Didn't have a whole lot of notes on the movie, going to be 100% honest. But did you guys have all of your corals out before we leave them for next week and in Until Dawn?
Yeah, we did. Oh my, was we gone?
Badassatron.
Here's
Hey, bro, you said that.
I barely said it badass, and you had that ready, bro. That's crazy.
Just waiting. And this album was down.
I was
What? Chan, it was so awkward last week leaving the podcast without your thing. I didn't know what to do. I had no idea what to do. I was like, I usually just wait until he says the thing, but I didn't say the thing because he wasn't there. I didn't know what to do. It was
right,
And I didn't move it.
we get a Discord soundbite and then press it to about it, which is
yeah, we should get a Discord soundbite. That'd be a good idea. All right, okay. Now it's officially time to say goodbye. We'll see you guys next week. It's Until Dawn. I'll catch you later.
Bye, have a great time.